If you're working on some thicker denim or going over some hemmed jeans, I want to show you a couple tricks on the Pfaff Ambition 620 that will make it a lot easier. Do you remember the multi-purpose tool that came with this machine? Pull it out. Let me show you what we're talking about. So first off, anytime you start working with some thicker fabrics, one of the things to do is lengthen out the stitch length. If you make your stitch length closer to 3 millimeters, you're going to find you're not having to push the fabric through when it gets to a thick area. Plus, those stitches won't look so tiny after you sew them. Now, you might not notice them on this simple seam here, but let me show you what I was doing. I was taking and sewing our seam so that when we take and fold up a denim hem, you can see what we're talking about. So when we fold it up once and then we fold it up again, there are 9 layers of fabric right here. So this tool is going to be my lifesaver. Watch this. So first off, you do want to have a denim needle in. It's just a sharper needle. It's really going to make the difference. Lengthen that stitch length if you haven't already, sometimes even 3.5, because if you've ever had to struggle to get through that thick seam, you're going to see how the stitch length will help pull it through. Next, lower the needle into the fabric so it stops there each time you stop sewing. Now, did you notice I'm actually sewing from the top side? There's a reason they call it top stitching. It's because the stitch looks prettier when you sew it from the top. By the time it gets through 9 layers or even the 3 layers here, that stitch can kind of come out on opposite sides of the weave and it can have a little wiggle in it. Nothing wrong with your sewing machine, it's just the way the fabric is. So what's going to happen here? Now honestly, I could probably go up and over this without any problem because the IDT position is going to just help pull it because the IDT on the back is just going to help pull it through. But do you notice how the foot is kind of starting to lean? Lift up the presser foot, take a look at your multi-purpose tool. You'll notice it's got a thin side and a thicker side. I'm going to use the thinner side because this isn't as thick as some projects I've worked on. Slide it up until it touches the seam and then lower the presser foot down. Do you notice how now the foot is level? This like a leveler, a Gina-majig, kind of those same concepts. So now the foot has even pressure as it's now on top of the seam. Now if you've ever come down off a seam and found yourself with one long stitch that didn't look as correct, it's because you can do the same thing, slide this in and actually level out the foot for a few stitches until the foot physically can be lowered. Now keep that in mind. You do have to lower it, but this machine, if you don't lower it, it will actually tell you on the screen that you haven't done that, so it's nice it doesn't let you stitch with the foot up in the air. But that is how the multi-purpose tool is to be designed to use on something thick.